The Las Vegas Raiders didn't just tweak their roster this offseason, they reinvented themselves. For a franchise often defined by chaos, this time feels different. There's a quiet but deliberate transformation underway, not only in personnel, but in identity. Gone are the days of meandering through dysfunctional seasons. The Raiders have drawn a line in the sand. What's emerging in its place is a franchise that looks, finally, like it has a plan. Not just a plan to compete, but to win, and win fast. Inside the building, there's a new rhythm, sharper, faster, focused. The locker room isn't just different, it's reset. You can feel it in the way players move through practice. You can hear it in the urgency of coaches' voices. New head coach Antonio Pierce, who wears his Super Bowl scars like armor, brings a hunger this team has long lacked. He's not just managing egos, he's building a culture, and he's doing it with a front office finally aligned behind one vision. There's a mandate in Las Vegas now. If you're not ready to compete, you won't make it past camp. And some of the names on the roster bubble, they're going to surprise you. The offensive overhaul is perhaps the clearest sign of this new direction. The Raiders didn't just add talent, they overhauled the scheme. Chip Kelly has arrived with a fresh offensive philosophy tailored to maximize tempo, space, and mismatches. No longer are the Raiders plodding down the field. This is a team built to attack in layers. The tight end room is now a central weapon, with rookie Brock Bowers headlining the charge. But this isn't a solo act. Michael Mayer, once overshadowed, has become a central cog in Kelly's playbook, now functioning as a hybrid weapon across formations. But beyond the stars, it's the emerging depth that reveals just how intentional the rebuild has been. Dante Thornton Jr., the fourth-round wideout out of Oregon, has made a resounding entrance. He's not just earning snaps, he's skipping steps. Thornton's been running with the ones, already ahead of third-rounder Jack Besh. At 5'5" with blazing downfield speed, Thornton is a matchup nightmare in the making. He's exactly the type of vertical threat Chip Kelly wants to stretch opposing defenses, and exactly the kind of target Gino Smith thrives with. Then there's Trey Tucker. Written off by many after a rocky rookie year, Tucker has returned to camp looking like a different player. His speed is still eye-popping, but now there's refinement. His route running has matured. His hands are dependable. He's no longer just a gadget player. He's becoming a technician. The result? Tucker is now in serious contention to start opposite Jacoby Meyers. In an offense built on spacing and motion, his explosiveness adds a dimension the Raiders simply lacked last year. But there's a twist to all this speed. Because Kelly's scheme leans heavily on tight end usage, often deploying 2, sometimes even 3 tight ends, the math changes. Only 2 wide receivers are likely to be on the field for most snaps. That means competition for those wide receiver spots is brutal. If Thornton keeps ascending and Tucker stays hot, there's a real chance that Besh and other young receivers could lose more than reps. They could lose roster spots altogether. The dominoes don't stop there. This shakeup affects more than just the wide receiver room. The tight end group is loaded, but not everyone will be featured. As Thornton and Tucker start to dominate the middle zones of the field, there's a looming question: which tight end gets phased out? There's one veteran in particular. Longstein is a solid depth piece whose role may quietly vanish before week 1. But at the center of all this is one man, Gino Smith. For all the buzz around new weapons and fresh schemes, nothing matters if Gino doesn't deliver. This isn't just another job for him, it might be his final audition as a full-time NFL starter. And for once, he's walking into a setup that actually plays to his strengths. No chaotic coaching turnover, no broken offensive line, no scheme that asks him to be something he's not. With Kelly calling plays, a dynamic tight end group, and a receiving core that's designed to win with speed and separation, Gino has what he's always needed. Still, the margin for error is paper thin. The Raiders didn't draft a quarterback this year, but that doesn't mean they're content to wait. If Gino falters, the entire offensive vision stalls. And with this much talent and this much pressure, patience won't be part of the plan. The battle for starting reps isn't just about stats, it's about who can elevate Gino and who might expose him. But with this new structure and support around Gino Smith comes a level of pressure he's never truly faced before. Every rep is scrutinized, every misstep is magnified. In Seattle, he had the benefit of lower expectations and the cover of a system built around mitigating risk. In Las Vegas, there's no such cushion. This offense is built to move fast, punish hesitation, and demand immediate answers. It's a system that doesn't wait for quarterbacks to settle in. If Gino struggles with processing or tries to force balls into tight windows, it won't take long before it shows, and the coaching staff is watching. Gino is not being handed the job. He's being challenged, intentionally and relentlessly. The coaching staff is throwing him into situational gauntlets, third and longs, red zone, tight spaces, and disguised defensive shells meant to simulate mid-season chaos. There are no scripted comforts here. It's all about reaction, rhythm, and recognition. This isn't about testing Gino's resume. It's about seeing whether he can carry this roster forward under pressure in real time. And there's another layer to this. The system doesn't allow for passengers. It may be quarterback-friendly in concept, but that only applies if the quarterback finds rhythm with his weapons. That means chemistry with Dante Porton Jr., timing with Trey Tucker, trust in Brock Bowers. If Gino can't connect with the young core that's being built around him, then the entire offensive vision starts to look more theoretical than functional. The coaching staff knows this, and they're not waiting to find out. If Gino doesn't seize control early in camp, whispers of a backup plan will become much louder. Still, while all eyes track Gino, one of the most pivotal and underrated position battles is unfolding in the trenches, at right tackle, where DJ Glaze is fighting to retain his starting spot. Glaze played over 1,200 snaps last season and has earned the trust of coaches with his steadiness. But now, rookie Charles Grant is here, and he's not just being groomed for the future, he's competing now. Grant brings elite athleticism, long arms, and a ceiling that scouts quietly raved about during the draft process. He's already earned first-team reps. If his trajectory continues, the consequences could stretch beyond right tackle. Because there's another name looming in this equation, Colton Miller. The veteran left tackle's contract situation remains unresolved, and if Grant proves he can handle starting duties now, the front office may start to view him as a long-term solution at left tackle. This isn't just about the 2025 depth chart, it could signal a foundational shift in how the Raiders are building their offensive line for the next 5 years. On the defensive side of the ball, camp competition is equally ruthless. Jacorian Bennett was once seen as a long-term solution at cornerback, but just a year later, he's fighting for his roster spot. Injuries and a poor schematic fit under Pete Carroll's zone-heavy philosophy have opened the door for rookie Darian Porter. Porter brings ideal length, smooth hips, and a natural grasp of spacing, a must in Carroll's system, and already he's getting first-team reps against top receivers. Bennett still flashes in man coverage, but Porter is more consistent in the areas Carroll values most: vision, discipline, and reaction within zone. With Eric Stokes already locked into one outside corner role, Porter is now pushing for the other. If he wins it, Bennett could find himself relegated to nickel duties or even sliding off the roster altogether. And it doesn't end there. The battle at free safety is wide open, not due to a lack of candidates, but because no one has firmly claimed the job. Isaiah Pola-Mao began camp as the presumed starter, favored for his size and familiarity with the scheme, but his struggles in space and limitations in range have left the door ajar. That's where second-year safety Thomas Harper has stepped in. He's quick, instinctive, and far more adept in coverage. His emergence could allow Pete Carroll to stick with his preferred single-high looks without compromising the back end. The stakes are real, the battles are fierce, and while fans focus on the names they recognize, it's the lesser-known players, the rookies, the backups, the rising second years who may determine whether this version of the Raiders finally breaks through the mediocrity of years past. There's no more time to wait. This is a team in motion, and the message is clear: earn your place or get out of the way.